Hello and welcome back to the When You're Podcast, the podcast for when you're doing anything. Today we're talking about when you're constantly having to pee from drinking water. Now, listen, water is great. You know, it has a lot of, it is the drink that gives us life. You know, it's really that go-to. It's refreshing. It's just there for you. You know what I mean? It's the beverage of life, beverage of adulthood, beverage of, just a constant need for it. You know, our body is made up of all of it. So, you know, I, like everybody else, am trying to be healthy, you know, trying to enjoy hydration, trying to enjoy the goodness that comes from water. So I've been drinking it. You know, it's not like this is new. It's not like this is anything new for me. I've been drinking water. Water is essential. It's a part of everyday life. All right. Long story short, I've been drinking a lot of water as of recently. And when I say a lot of water, I don't mean like I'm drinking like 3 gallons of this stuff every day. It's more of like I have some sporadically, you know, I just drink some water, all right? I try to stay hydrated, you know? There's always that big debate of like, which is better, is like room temperature or ice cold water. Listen, that stuff really doesn't, matter to me. It depends on the situation, right? So if it's like, usually on like a regular day, I'll take like room temperature water because it's just, you can drink a lot more of it. You know what I mean? I think that keeps you a lot more hydrated. The more water you drink, if you can constantly drink the water, like a lot of it, then you'll be a lot more hydrated. Whereas like if maybe it's a hot day and you just really want to cool down, you drink some ice, you have like a water bottle in the fridge, or you get some ice and you pour some water in there and you just get a nice little ice water. You drink some of that. You know what I mean? It just, what it does is it just lowers your body temperature down so you can enjoy the rest of your day. But it's not like, it does give you like a brain freeze. That's the only thing, right? Is that it's not as, because it's so cold right at the beginning, you can't just like gulp like a whole water bottle of it, or maybe you can, I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that for myself, if I have like ice water, it's more of like maybe at a restaurant, or if it's a really hot day, you know. Other than that, I'll usually just drink room temperature water, which is good, you know, so that way I can drink a lot more. And they also have flavored. You guys see this? It's flavored. Well, they've been having this, but I'm just saying that like now that we're advancing more and more for our tastes, right? We have more options for flavored water drinks, you know. So they got those hydration sticks with like the powder in it. And you pour it into your water bottle, or like a glass of water or whatever, and you just mix it up, and boom, flavored water. And it gives you a lot more hydration benefits and whatnot. So you got a lot of options to choose from when it comes to water wise. And they also have like the water bottles that are actually flavored. Like they put it looks clear, but there's like that little hint of, I guess, of like, I don't know, like a fruit punch, or like an orange flavor or something like that, like a lemon lime kind of a deal. But it's like, it looks clear, but it tastes, I don't know, I've never tried it, but like I see it at the store sometimes. It'll be like, it'll have like an orange like sticker on the bottom of it, and it'll be like, all right, so it's water, but it has like an orange flavor to it, which is like, okay. And it looks clear, but I don't get that, you know. I just rather regular water, or a nice like one of those hydration sticks I was talking about. So anyways, I'm drinking all of this water, and another thing, it's just that water is that really does empower you to continue to to drink it, because when you really need it, it just comes through. It just hits different, right? You ever have that moment where it's just you're constantly like doing something, or maybe you're like you don't have like access to water right away, so like imagine walking through the desert or something, right? Like that. Something somewhere hot, and you're just like, all I wish I brought like water with me, or like the one thing I would need is like, you ever watch the movie Holes, where they're out there, spoiler for the movie, but like they're out there, right? And they're digging, they're digging, and then all they're praying for is like a little cloud to cover the sun for shade. And then at the end of the movie, it rains again. Because it used to be a lake that they're digging. But anyways, it rains again for them. And they're all like jumping for joy. They're so happy. They're cheerful, right? So it's kind of like that, those moments when you really need water. Or what else is it? Madagascar 2, Escape to Africa. Spoiler for that movie as well. They're like they run out of water. These animals, the animals run out of water, and they're like digging to see if they can get like just a little bit, another drop of whatever is left, and they just keep on finding gold and diamonds and stuff, but to them it's useless. So it's priorities, right? So these animals have no need for gold or diamonds, whereas like us, we found it so valuable, so amazing to have, whereas like for them and for us, water is far above all of that stuff, because we actually need it to survive. We don't need gold. We don't need diamonds. So anyways, I've been drinking a lot of water, and it's, I think it's mainly because after the gym, because when I go to the gym, I never really drink water while I'm at the gym. Like when I'm at the gym, I just go to work out. I don't take like a pause or like a water break to like in between sets or whatever exercise I'm doing. I just do my workout for like however long I'm there, and then once I finish, I'll drink my water and like head out. It'll be very rare for me to stop, take like a few sips of water or whatever, and then go back to like doing my exercise. Like I just never done that before. There's something about just doing the exercise in full and then getting like a water break, because it feels like you earn it after you put in a good workout. It doesn't feel. I mean, if you need it, you need it. But for me, it throws me off a bit. It kind of like messes up my stomach too, because like the water's kind of like sloshing around, and it's just like, I don't want that. And also, like, depending on like what you're doing. So like, let's say you're doing cardio, or you're working, going for a run. When you're doing that stuff, you get like I don't want to say cotton mouth, but you start breathing a little bit more heavy. And the idea is that like you breathe through your nose, not your mouth. But sometimes I can't, when my nose is all like clogged up, I can't help but like breathe through my mouth sometimes, and it'll make my mouth go dry, like completely dry. And because of that, whenever I go for my run, and like when I drink some water, the instant refreshment of it just brings you back. It makes you feel like you can keep on going. Because when I was doing my half marathon earlier, I never drank on the run. Like I never drank water while I was running, and that was mainly because I didn't want to carry a water bottle with me, because I felt like it always. For me, the repetitive nature and like the sloshing of the water bottle always annoyed me. It just felt like a hassle to have on me. Whereas when you're on the day of the run, they have those hydration stations, the water spots, where you can just grab some water really quick, which is more ideal, which is what I like a lot more, because they pass out the water. You don't have to carry it with you. So I really enjoyed that, and I drink a little too much water, and like They had those hydration drinks. They had those little things. I forget, but they had those as well. So I would drink those, and then I would drink water, and then this was like at the end, like the second half of the race. It wasn't like at the beginning, you know. But running on it, it just gives me a big. It gave me a big boost on the day of. So it definitely helps with cotton mouth when you're on your run. It's just also you gotta stay hydrated. It just the way that it is. If you constantly are drinking, I mean, if you constantly drinking like sodas or whatever, it just kind of messes you up a little bit. I'm not gonna say it's like horrible to drink soda, but it's like more of like a every now and then thing. But the water just keeps you hydrated and refreshed. All right, that's very well known. And every single day, I try to like drink a healthy amount of water. You know, hopefully I'm not overdoing it. That is a fear of like you ever think about that? Like people will have a drink of water and it will kill them because they're constant. You know, they drink too much of it. You know what I mean? Like that's wild to think about. Somebody dies from drinking too much water. It's crazy because it's like I'm trying to be healthy. And then the one thing that you're like, this is going to help me stay healthy or like going to keep me hydrated and good. And it just ends up like just taking you down. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? So I have these, I drink out of these 5-gallon water bottles, like these jugs. These 5-gallon jugs of water, right? I have multiple of them. But you drink out of it, and then, like, as you keep on drinking more and more and more, you realize, like, man, this is so much water that I'm consuming. And then it doesn't get to the bad part until, well, it's not so bad. Like, there are worse things, right? But I think the constant having to use the bathroom always gets to me because it's just like, oh my goodness, like I just drank like a couple of gulps of water and now I feel the need to like use the bathroom or like I have to go use the restroom or whatever, you know? And it's not such a big deal, but it would be a big deal if I was like out somewhere and like I needed to go, but I guess it is different because you could just like I guess you could just do it in a bush, right? You could just let me hop off and let me go. Like if you're going on a hike and you're just like I suddenly have the need, then you can just like hide behind like some grass or whatever, behind a tree. But wake up in the morning and you know when you wake up in the morning you like have the natural urge just to like use the bathroom or whatever. And then in the afternoon, after I come from the gym, I get the feeling of, well, I just drank some water after the gym. So naturally, you know, I feel like I have to use the bathroom there as well. And then at night, dude, night is where it really gets, that's the most annoying part of it, is when it's late at night, you drink some water, because you're just like, I'm just going to have you wake up in the middle of the night, you're like completely, your mouth is completely dry. You wake up and then you drink like, it feels like you could drink water forever. You just wake up and you're just gulping so much water. It feels like it'll never stop. And it refreshes you, you know what I mean? But then you try to go back to bed, right? You're ready to snooze. You're ready to turn the lights off and go to sleep. And then guess what happens? You have to use the bathroom. You just got under the covers. You rubbed your feet together, right, with the socks off. You rub your feet together, and this is I'm going to sleep. I'm going to fully commit to this. I'm going to bed. I'm going to sleep. And then you're trying to sleep, and then you get the urge I have to use the bathroom. Why now when I'm at my most comfortable do I have to use the bathroom, and that's just where it gets me. You know what I mean? That's just where it happens the most for me. And is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing? Well, on the one hand, yes, because it is very annoying. And when you're just trying to enjoy your day from time to time, you know, it bothers. I mean, it just kind of takes like the constant need to is just like, why? You know what I mean? There have been occasions where I've had to hold it. I've had to hold it in, and it's not that bad. You know, it's pretty easy, pretty simple to do. But like, there's just some times where you just know you have to. Anyways, so as I'm thinking about this, I'm just kind of like, okay, what's too much water? Like, how much water are we talking? Do I have to like drink for it to be really, really bad? You know, and I guess there's no definite number of like, this is the amount that you have to, you know what I mean? Like, there's kind of, I guess there is, but you don't know until you find out, I guess. I don't know. So, how much water is too much water? And I'm just a little curious to figure out, like, am I drinking too much water? Is that why, like, is that negative? Will I have side effects on me? Like, what's the deal there? So too much water. These are some, like, signs to see if, like, are you drinking too much water? So, number one is very clean urine. I mean, very clear urine. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you guys, you know, that, but it's not like, I mean, it's not like pure water. You know, it's not like I'm constantly when I'm in the bathroom, it's like crystal clear. You know, it just looks like more water's going away. So I think I'm good on that. It's not like very clear, you know. All right, number 2. It says persistent headache. I want to say maybe not persistent. I mean, I do get headaches from time to time, but I don't know if that comes. Maybe that comes from lack of drinking water. I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't think it comes. It really comes from drinking too much water. I think it might come from like something else. I get headaches sometimes. I want to say it's persistent. It's not like a daily thing. It's just every now and then maybe it's just me not getting enough sleep because I keep waking up in the middle of the night to go use the restroom. That's probably it. Yeah. All right, what else is there? Oh, here it is. Wake up at night to pee. Well, there we go. That's okay. Maybe I am drinking too much water. Maybe that's a problem. 'Cause dang, dude. I mean, it doesn't tell me how much. Right? There's no number that they're telling me, or there's nothing that they're saying that I can't drink. 'Cause like, what if you only drink water at night? You know what I mean? Like, what if throughout the day you just drink like whatever, you just drink like coffee or well, coffee is like water, but like, what if like throughout the day you just drink a bunch of milkshakes, right? And then at night you're just like, you know what? Let me have some water. Let me end my day with some water bottles. And then you drink it, and then at night you have to use the bathroom. Like, I don't know if that's the same thing. I don't know. It could just be a part of it. I don't think waking up but they did get me. They definitely told me slow it down with the water, I guess. I guess no water before bed, huh? No water before bed. You're going to have to you're gonna have to survive with the dry mouth. You know, I mean, hey, it's either that or I have to constantly get out of bed. You know, I have to pick and choose, I guess. Okay, this one, the next one, it says drink water even if you're not thirsty. I mean, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I drink water to be healthy. I don't know if like I'm drinking it because I'm not thirsty. I would hope I drink water because I'm thirsty. But if I keep on waiting until I'm thirsty, maybe I won't drink enough. So these last two are really hitting me because I drink water to drink water. What am I even saying right now? Of course you drink water to drink water. What I'm trying to say is that how do I know I'm not like really thirsty? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. What I'm trying to get at here is I don't know if I just constantly drink water even when I'm not thirsty. I feel like I'm pretty good at judging my level of thirst and the amount of water that I drink. I feel like I'm pretty fair when it comes to that. I don't really recognize me drinking water when I'm not that thirsty, you know? Anyways, let's move on. You know what? Enough about that. You know, listen, yes, I drink a lot of water, okay? And because of that, I suffer some symptoms of having to pee late at night, all right? You know, that's fair. I think that's okay, you know? Not everything's going to be perfect. But let's move past that, all right? Let's talk about something else water related, all right? Let's talk about water sports. So water sports are cool. I mean, summer is definitely the time for swimming. It's definitely the time to get in the ocean, go to the beach. If you have a pool, get to enjoy a pool and whatnot. So what kind of water sports are out there? So, okay, this is a big one. The big one is canoe sprint canoe, or like the kayak. So this is an Olympic sport where they get inside of like a kayak or a canoe or whatever, and they have the little paddles. I forget what it's called. The oars, where like, you know, on either side is like a paddle or what, like one stick, and there's a paddle on each side, right? And they will zoom as fast as they can on like as steady water as they can find. I don't know if this is like outside, if this. No, it's definitely an outside sport, but they try to do it in like still water, or as still of water as they can get. I don't know what's the. I guess rowing crew. You know, like they have those rowing teams, and the big difference I think between that and canoe is the canoe sprint. The canoe sprint looks like to be more of like a one man sport, like one man versus another one guy, whereas rowing is a team sport. So it's multiple guys on the on a kayak. There's multiple guys on a canoe, and they paddle as a team. So, you know, that's an option. That's there. Okay, this one's cool. Horse surfing. I mean, who doesn't like horses? And who doesn't like surfing? So horse surfing sounds fun. And the picture right here is literally of a guy. So they have like it's a horse, right? And it looks like it's pulling the guy behind it. So he's trying to like surf on the water, but they're kind of like on the edge of the beach. And like it feels like the horse is kind of like having to run really fast on like, I wouldn't say deep water, but like I can't, It's like putting Usain Bolt in the beach and being like, all right, run as fast as you can. You know what I mean? It's like there's obviously not going to be as quick as he could be without the water in the way. So I don't know, horse surfing. Plus, they're making the horse work, right? Like they're putting the horse to work. So I think it's just better to go horseback riding, maybe like at the beach. Like that sounds like a better idea than horse surfing. But I mean, it's out there. It's out there. It's possible. So, hopefully they treat the horses well that do that. What else is there? Oh, there's underwater football. It's just like regular football, American football. I should preface, not soccer, you know, and football in the UK. But it's like that's not really even that crazy. It's just underwater football. I don't know the exact rules of it, but they all look to be diving for like a regular American oval football and stuff, and I guess that's the game. I really don't get it. I'm just looking up whatever sports are there and whatever catches my eye. Let's see what else is there. Oh, jet surfing. So if you don't have, let's say you go to like a lake, right, and there's no massive waves for you to surf on. How do you get your surf on? Well, you jet surf. So they have like this, I don't know if it's like I mean, it looks like it looks like it has a motor on it, but I don't know like what the exact mechanics of the surfboard are. It just looks like he gets on the board, and it's kind of like those electric skateboards where it like goes with you at like a push of a button or whatever. But the surfboard just kind of, it looks like he's like holding on to something, and it's propelling him on the surfboard. So jet surfing, it's cool, if you don't have if you like surfing but you don't have the waves to manage, jet surfing, great idea for you, for the people. What else is there? Kayak surfing. So this guy's just in a kayak and he's just riding the waves on the beach. I don't know how safe that is, especially for like the other people, because if you're surrounded by a bunch of other surfers who are on like regular surfboards, what are the chances you get hit by that canoe? Is that something that might bother people? Is this really like I mean, I've never seen like an Olympic or, a surfing competition with kayaks. It just feels like it'd be a lot more trouble than we think. I don't know. And if you tip over, like if the wave is too big, what happens? It crashes into you, and then you like tip over, and then you're like out of your boat. I mean, I imagine it's the same as like obviously your surfboard, but like the difference with the surfboard is like it stays flat, or you can like tie it to your ankle or whatever, so that way it doesn't like fully escape you. Whereas this kayak, if you tip over, like you'd have to dive and swim out, and then you have to get back on, but like more waves are like crashing into you. So it seems a little bit more dangerous. Everybody has like a paddle, and I feel like there'd be more chances for people to get hurt. Whereas, surfboard, you push somebody off, like they just fall into more water. It's not that crazy, but like this kayak business, maybe you can like mess up your legs because you're inside of the thing. I don't know. And if you lose like your paddle, you're kind of, there's nothing else you can do. You just ride the wave back to the shore. Or maybe you have a spare. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. Oh, next one, snorkeling with whales. I mean, that's not even really a sport. It's just kind of like a fun activity to do. These are just activities to do. It's not even really a sport. Let me try to find a real sport. Underwater scooter. Again, it's not really maybe they race under there. So they have like they're wearing like these helmets that give them oxygen, and then they're riding this scooter type thing, so that way they don't have to swim. And it really just looks more of like a tourist attraction, more of like a activity you can do, like at in like maybe like in Mexico or whatever. It doesn't fully look like a sport or like there's anybody like racing each other. And the same way that swimming, they race each other swimming, which is a water sport, but there are any number of them. I think the swimming races are so crazy because it's not like how when you run or like maybe you do like a sprint or whatever, you obviously you build up a sweat, right? You're like whoo whoo whoo, you're exerting force, and you can be completely drenched in sweat after the race. But during swimming, like you're underwater, you're in the water the whole time. So I guess on the one hand, you stay pretty cool and refreshed, but on the other hand, you don't. I mean, I was about to say you don't really feel it, but maybe you do. It's more of like a breathing kind of a deal. It's more of like how much can your lungs handle? Can you keep up the pace and provide you with the energy, give your muscles the strength to keep on to continue to keep on swimming? I don't know. I mean, the rest of these don't even look like, they just look like fun things to do on the water. Surf skiing. So instead of like a regular surfboard, like snowboarding, they have these water skis. I mean, that doesn't look as good as surfboarding. Or like, it just doesn't look as good as a surfboard, those skis. It actually looks a lot more dangerous. It looks like the picture of the guy right here doing the sport, doing the thing, he looks like he's about to like go into a splits. Because you have to imagine, right? When you're on the surfboard, if one of your leg falls off, more than likely you're the one that's falling off, right? But if you're skiing and like maybe one of your feet like drags off to the left, then that leg might get, might get broken. It might get messed up. I honestly don't know which one is better. I just feel like if you're water skiing, you have a more of a chance to mess up, is all I'm saying. What else is there? Sup Yoga. It says SUP Yoga, and she's like on like a wakeboard or whatever those boards are where people just like stand on them, and she's just kind of on top of it doing like a meditation pose. So I guess that would test your balance, yoga wise. So maybe if you're like on like a resort or whatever and you feel the need to like, I want to do yoga, but I also want to test my balance, you could do it on there. That seems like a good idea. It's not too terrible. Okay, so I guess we're just talking about water activities at this point. None of this has to do with me constantly having to pee from drinking water, but it is water, so we're gonna talk about that. Cage diving is essentially where you get into the cage and they put you down there, and then they just go like, "Look at the sharks, aren't they cool? We don't know if they're going to attack you, but we believe they won't." That's kind of the vibe. That's kind of what they're telling you. I mean, I think it's cool. You ever watch Shark Week? Shark Week is cool. I mean, obviously, it's just kind of like looking and finding sharks, but I mean, it's sharks. Sharks are cool. Sharks are not so bad. They say more cows kill people than sharks, which is like, that's wild. Or I think there was also like vending machines kill more than sharks. Or maybe I have that backwards. Anyways, I mean, the vending machines doesn't shock me. Ice swimming. Oh boy. It's not even really ice swimming. It's just a guy in a hole in like the Arctic. Like that's definitely not healthy. That's not right. I mean, that guy is freezing in there. He's smiling. He looks like he's enjoying it, but I guarantee you he's not. I guarantee you he is hating every second of it. And if he came out of the water right away, you'd see immediate frostbite. He'd have hypothermia, and his body would be completely pink or like red pink from like just being so cold. I mean, that just doesn't. That's not it. And yeah, I guess we'll end it there. So at the end of the day, when you're constantly having to pee from drinking too much water, maybe restrain from that thirst quenching late night sip of water. Maybe just toss and turn. Maybe a few sips, no gulps, nothing too crazy, and you'll be fine. So stay hydrated, keep drinking water, and don't be like me and constantly be in the need to pee. So anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I'm gonna go pee right now. So thank you guys so much for listening. I'll talk to you guys all next time. Thank you. Bye.